Hey everyone, doing a new updated video on the reef tank. It's been, I don't know, a couple months or so since I've done an updated video on the reef tank, and I just wanted to let you guys know how the tank's doing. Been super busy with work the last couple months and just have not been focusing on the reef at all. Just, taking care of it as usual, doing regular dosing and feeding and all that stuff, but I haven't been doing any videos on it. I haven't got any new coral or new fish or anything. I've just been letting it be and letting everything grow out. So I'll start off with the first update, I guess. As you can see up here, I'm missing a light. One of my lights died on me. I'm not really sure what happened or why it died. I think it was my original light that's probably 3 or 4 years old now. I can't remember, somewhere around there. But it stopped working one day, so I have to get that thing replaced. So I've been just running these two lights the last month or so, and obviously everything's still doing really good, so it hasn't affected it too much, luckily. But I do plan on getting a third light and or selling these two and replacing with the single Kessel light. Another update is the nudibranchs that I had that were eating the Aptasia had basically wiped everything out in the tank, and I guess they had died because there was nothing to eat, and now I'm getting more Aptasia popping up in the tank, which is super annoying. You can see some here and a few over here in the zoanthids. I really hate them, and they're really bothering some of my coral. Luckily there's not too many, but they're still there. So it seems like every time I want to get more, they're never available. And whenever they're available, I never have the money to get them. So it's just been an ongoing issue. Hopefully I'll be able to get rid of them someday soon, or at least kind of keep them at bay. Another thing is, you can see if you look here in the back that I've got some bubble algae coming up kind of all over the place. The back side of the rock is probably the worst, but I got quite a bit of bubble algae popping up back there. So that's just been kind of coming up the last couple months, a little bit more all the time, and I scrape off what I can without hitting coral and knocking them off the rocks every time I do water changes, and that's been helping. My emerald crab ended up dying, so he hasn't been taking care of any of that stuff, so I need to get a new emerald crab one of these days soon to help keep the bubble algae down. But until then, I'm just scraping away at it when I can, when I do my water changes, just to keep it down. As you can see, all the coral are doing amazing. I haven't lost any coral. I haven't got anything new either. I've just been letting everything go. You can see all the colonies are growing. Everything is just grown a lot since the last update video. Some of these coral are starting to get kind of close to the top of the water. This big colony of plate coral here, I've knocked this thing off probably 5 or 6 times the last couple months during water changes, just reaching my arm in the tank and accidentally hitting it. So I've had to re-glue it a few times. A couple of these other ones too. Sometimes this colony here especially, sometimes I just hit them on accident with the hose, and I do water changes a couple times a month, so it happens, but I glue them back on and they just keep on growing. You see these acros back here doing amazing. That really fluffy green one right there looks awesome. I can't believe how much it's grown since I've got it. It was just like a small, maybe 1 inch long stick, and now it's 4 going on 5. It's doing awesome. This green one here, which is all that's left of my pink Cadillac that had died from the acro eating flatworms, it's doing awesome. I haven't lost any coral. Nothing's looking sickly or anything. It's all doing really good. So I'm really happy about that. I have backed off on my feeding the last month and a half. I'm only feeding probably once every 3 days. A lot of that is due to just trying to keep the bubble algae down. I don't have any other algae or anything, but the bubble algae is kind of annoying because it's really tough to get off the rocks. So I'm just feeding a little bit less to hopefully keep that at bay. Haven't got any new fish yet. Still have the same 3 since the 6-line wrasse died, unfortunately. Hopefully one day soon I'll get a new 6-line. I really liked that fish. Another update, I moved the DIY overflow over about 4 or 5 inches or so to the right. A lot of that mainly because I was trying to keep the GSP from growing on this rock over here, and you can see it's still there. And I've had to scrape it off a few times, but you know how hard that stuff is to get rid of. I'm trying to keep it from growing all over my acros and my other sticks that are back here, all the birds' nests and everything. Also, it kind of gives the front corner of the tank a little bit more space and makes it feel more big and open. So that's cool. There's my big clown. She's been hanging out in front here for quite some time. Probably the last couple months, just spending a lot of her time here instead of in the very back corner where she was for the first, I don't know, 6 months or so. However long it's been. But it's kind of cool to see her up front a lot more. You can see all the zoas are doing really good. I definitely need to get more. These big pallies are looking awesome. When I first got them, I just had 1 small one. Now I have 4 that are doing really good, and a couple more babies coming up. The tank's filling out really nicely. Super happy with it. I don't have any plans on fragging anything anytime soon. I'm just trying to let things just go. Maybe next spring, once some of this just gets too big, especially this plate coral. You can see it's really close to the glass. I have a hard time cleaning the glass around it without bumping it. It's like almost impossible. No matter how hard I try to be careful, I always end up hitting it. So I might have to break some of it off. You can see there's already a chunk missing from when I accidentally broke it off today when I was cleaning the glass. I can't count how many times I've knocked it off and had to re-glue it. But that's okay. I like it. It looks amazing. It's a huge coral. I think that's about it for this update. Sorry it's been so long. I do hope to keep doing some more updates and talking more about reefing in the near future. I've definitely been focusing on work and other things a lot more than this, but it's still doing good. I'm still taking care of it and still trying to do my best to keep this awesome reef going. So far, so good. That's it for this one, guys. Leave a comment, definitely leave a like, and subscribe if you guys want to see more. I appreciate all my viewers, and definitely appreciate you guys watching and commenting on the videos. I really enjoy this reef. I love it, and I hope to do more with it in the future. Thanks for watching.